In today's video, this beautiful but banged up dresser gets a Wednesday Addams inspired makeover for the Wednesday collaboration that I am hosting here on YouTube. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a beautiful Dixie dresser that I found at a local estate sale. It's in pretty decent shape, but there are some nicks in the veneer. Some of the wood decals around the legs are missing, and there's a couple deep gouges in it, so I am going to give it a makeover. I watched the Wednesday show on Netflix and fell absolutely in love with it, and it completely inspired me to host this Wednesday Addams inspired collaboration. There are other furniture flippers in this. I will have the playlist linked in the description and also a little button at the end of the video for you to click, so make sure you check out everyone's work. Now, if I wanted to tap into my Wednesday energy, I would start this furniture flip off by probably setting it on fire or exploding it, but I would like to flip this for profit. So I start with my usual routine of removing the hardware and the drawers and giving the piece a thorough cleaning. For a cleaner, I am using a mixture of water and white vinegar. It's a 50-50 mixture. I spray the piece down with a liberal amount, scrub it with an old kitchen spun, wipe up the excess cleaner, and then come back with some clean water and rinse it. I do this on all of my pieces because it is a very necessary step. As a courtesy, I also clean the inside of the dresser, and then after that, I start to get on working on repairs. I use my electric screwdriver to tighten up a couple of the loose drawer slides, and then got to working on the missing wood decal pieces on the legs. Some of them are there, some of them are not, so I thought it'd be easier to go ahead and knock the remaining ones off, and then I filled that spot with Bondo. I'm just trying to make a seamless line on the leg so it looks like one solid leg and not a beveled leg. Now, it did take a couple coats of the Bondo, so I let that first coat dry, sanded it as flush as I could, came back with a second coat of Bondo, let that dry, and then sanded it smooth all the way. After that, I did scuff sand the entire surface because this entire dresser is going to get a new paint color. Scuff sanding is a light sanding with either 120 or 220 grit sandpaper to make scratches in the original finish so your primer has something to grip onto. You're not trying to remove the old finish, again, just make little scratches in the current finish. After all that sanding, I do wipe all the dust away with a damp, lint-free cloth and then let the surface air dry. If you watched my channel before, it should come no shock to you that I am using Rust-Oleum's gray primer to prime this piece. It's at my local hardware store. It's not too expensive and it works, so I use this often on my furniture flips. I applied 2 coats of the primer, allowing it a couple hours to dry in between each coat. The next step after primer is paint, and I want to do the same thing I did when I scuff sand. So I have a 220 grit sanding sponge and I'm making microscopic scratches in my primer, but it's not enough to remove the primer because I do want that for adhesion. So I do a light sanding over the surface, wipe the sanding dust away with a lint-free cloth, and then it is time to get ready to paint this piece. I'm using 1 hour enamel in jet black. I've used a couple different blacks, and this is by far my favorite black paint that I have used. It has enamel top coat built into it. It does require primer though, because it does not have primer in the formula. I spray 3 coats of this jet black, allowing it to dry a couple hours in between. Now, you don't have to spray this paint. It has self-leveling in it that is absolutely amazing. So I use this also whenever I have to paint by hand, and you can hardly see any brush strokes. But I love to spray because that feels like it gives my pieces that super professional finish. It just makes the surface look like glass. All right, sticking with my Wednesday inspiration for the drawers, I am going with colors. So think Wednesday Addams on the outside. Inside is Enid, her roommate. So I got color. I didn't end up having enough purple, so I had to switch to hot pink instead, but both colors go with what I'm going with on the inside. And then I top coated the drawers inside and out. Now, there were some stains on the bottom of the drawer, so I found some fabulous peel and stick wallpaper that I found on Amazon that kind of went with stained glass and it reminded me of the stained glass that's in their room. For the handles of the drawers, I went ahead and kept the original hardware. I gave them a thorough scrubbing, rinsed them off with some water, and then came back with some semi-gloss black spray paint to add more black to the piece. I just think whenever you're flipping pieces of furniture or even decorating that you just really can't go wrong with black on black. Now, this paint has a built-in enamel top coat, so it doesn't necessarily need protection, but I imagine this dresser being in some little girl or young lady's room, so I'm sure it's going to get a lot of wear and tear. So for extra protection, I used my trusty Johnson's Paste Wax, and you just apply it on with an old but clean t-shirt piece, let it set for about 20 minutes, and then come back with a lint-free cloth and then buff that wax to the level of shine that you want. After a couple minutes of buffing, this piece is done. Here is a quick reminder of the beautiful piece, but dinged up, that we started with, and then what the piece looks like now. I absolutely love the black handles on the black paint. I think that's a super classy look, with the drawers being a pop of color when you pull out is a nice surprise. I love the peel and stick wallpaper that I found on Amazon. It does truly remind me of that stained glass piece that is in their dorm room. I just love the black on the outside representing Wednesday Addams, and then all the color on the inside as a nice surprise representing Enid. It came together well for this Wednesday Addams inspired collaboration. There are a lot of other flippers in this challenge, and I have to pick the winner, so I need your help. Check out the playlist and comment down below who you would vote for. That is all I have for you guys today. Until next time.